Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive with us. Today we're going to be looking at Speakeasy, a short story by Lou Diamond, and it's all about the power of conversation, and it really got me thinking,
Yeah.
how often do we just kind of overlook the impact of like just one chat?
Right.
One conversation. And this story is a really interesting look at how just one conversation can set off this whole chain of events leading to
Yeah.
unexpected opportunities.
That's what's so cool about this story is how Diamond uses Sarah, the main character, to kind of showcase this. She's about to give this keynote speech
Mm-hmm.
to 4,000 people, and she's understandably overwhelmed. And I think a lot of us can relate to that. How did I even get here? Feeling
Totally.
when we're facing a big moment.
Yeah, picture this, right? Sarah backstage at this huge conference in Vegas, moments away from addressing the biggest audience of her career, and you can just feel that pressure building, right? That
Yeah.
wave of self-doubt, like, how did I even get here?
Uh-huh.
But instead of spiraling, she uses that question to kind of ground herself.
Right. And that's a really brilliant move by Diamond. She kind of takes this mental trip down memory lane, retracing
Mm,
the steps that led her to this point. So she starts with packing, prepping her talk rehearsals, all those kind of pre-speech jitters.
right.
But as she goes further back, she stumbles on this pivotal moment.
A phone call, right?
Yeah.
Just a regular conversation with a sales executive who wanted to learn more about Sarah's work. It seems so ordinary, right?
Yeah.
But that's where the ripple effect starts,
That's it.
isn't it?
Exactly. Diamond really wants us to pay attention to that event. That one conversation acted as a catalyst and set off this chain reactions like that first domino that sets the whole line tumbling. But what made this conversation so impactful?
Yeah.
The story hints that Sarah had a way of explaining her work that just clicked
Yeah.
with this executive.
Mm.
It wasn't just about what she said, it was how she connected her work to the executive's needs.
Such a good point. So it's about more than just having a conversation, right?
Yeah.
It's about that genuine connection, understanding the other person, framing your ideas in a way that resonates with them.
Exactly. And that initial spark led to a relationship, an idea was born. A pitch was made and boom. Sarah landed the keynote speaking role, a single phone call.
Wow.
Who would thought?
It's amazing, isn't it? And this story has me thinking, like, have you ever had one of those aha moments looking back? Like, wow, if that one conversation hadn't happened, I wouldn't be where I am today. It's almost like that butterfly effect where something seemingly small can lead to such
Yeah.
significant changes.
It is incredible. And think about your own journey, listener. Can you pinpoint conversations that have unexpectedly opened doors for you? We often underestimate the power of those
Yeah.
everyday interactions.
Absolutely. And this reminds me of something Linda Lamb once said: one good conversation can shift the direction of change forever. That quote has always stuck with me
Yeah.
because it really highlights the lasting impact meaningful dialogue can have on our lives.
It really does make you wonder about all the conversations we have each day and the potential they hold. Are we truly present in those interactions? Or are we just going through the motions? Every conversation has the potential to be that pivotal moment, but it's up to us to nurture those connections and see where they lead.
Experts.
It's like that moment in the story where she's backstage, heart pounding about to face those 4,000 people.
Ah.
Diamond really captures the enormity of that moment.
You can practically hear the roar of the crowd through the page,
Mhm.
and yet instead of freezing up, she uses that nervous energy as fuel.
Right.
It's like she flips a switch and channels it into something positive.
That's a great observation. It's not about ignoring the nerves. It's about harnessing them. And it all starts with that question, how did I get here? Instead of getting lost in the what ifs, she focuses on the how
Right.
by retracing her steps. She realizes her path to that stage. Was it some random stroke of luck?
Yeah, I get what you mean. It was a series of choices. Connections made. Conversations had that keynote speech. Wasn't just handed to her, she earned it one conversation at a time.
That's a powerful takeaway for all of us. Success, or any significant achievement, is rarely a solo act. It's the culmination of countless interactions, both big and small.
It really makes you think about all the people who've influenced your journey, even in small ways. It's like that saying, it takes a village, but in this case, it's more like it takes a network of conversations.
And that network is something we're constantly building, whether we realize it or not. Every time we engage with someone, we're adding another thread to that web.
Right.
And who knows what patterns might emerge.
Okay, so how can we become more intentional about this? I mean, we can't exactly predict which conversations will be life-changing, right? It feels a bit like trying to catch lightning in a bottle.
That's true. We can't predict the future. But we can cultivate a mindset of openness, of genuine curiosity in the people we encounter. Think of it as setting the stage for serendipity.
So instead of just going through the motions of small talk, we should really try to connect on a deeper level. Ask thoughtful questions. Really listen, share our own experiences authentically. It sounds so simple, but I think we often forget to do those things.
It's easy to get caught up in our own heads and miss those opportunities for genuine connection. But when we approach conversations with intention, with that openness to possibility, we create an environment where amazing things can happen.
It's like planting a seed. You nurture it with dialogue, with genuine connection, and before you know it, something remarkable starts to grow.
And that's when those unexpected opportunities, those how did I get here moments,
Yeah.
are more likely to occur.
Like with Sarah on that stage, she got there because she was open to connecting, to sharing her ideas, and ultimately to seizing the moment when it presented itself. And that moment was born from a conversation, just like countless others in her journey.
It all comes back to the power of conversation. It's the invisible force that connects us, propels us forward, and often surprises us with its unexpected turns.
You know, this is making me think about all those awkward networking events. I've endured. Maybe there's hope for me yet.
There's always hope. It's not about being the most extroverted person in the room. It's about approaching each interaction with genuine curiosity and a willingness to connect.
This is making me rethink my whole approach to conversations. It's not just about exchanging information. It's about building relationships, sparking new ideas, and who knows, maybe even changing the course of our lives.
It's about recognizing that each interaction is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to connect, and maybe even to leave a lasting impact on someone else's journey.
I love that. It's not just about what we get out of a conversation, but what we contribute to it.
Exactly. We're all part of this incredible
Mm.
web of human connection.
Yeah.
And our willingness to engage with each other is what makes it so vibrant and full of possibility.
Yeah, it really makes you appreciate those seemingly insignificant encounters, right?
Right.
The ones we often dismiss as just small talk. Like, what if we're missing out on all these hidden opportunities because we're not paying attention?
That's a great point. And it's really fascinating how Diamond uses the setting of Las Vegas to underscore this point.
Oh.
He places Sarah's story in this city of chance, right, where fortunes can be won or lost. On a roll of the dice, but the real gamble in Sarah's story isn't at the roulette table. It's in human connection.
I see what you mean. It's like she's playing a hand of poker. But instead of cards, she's dealing in ideas, relationships, genuine human connection. And in this case, she wins big.
Exactly. The setting reminds us that chance favors the prepared mind. Sarah was ready to seize those opportunities because she was actively engaged. In the conversations around her, it wasn't just about being in the right place at the right time. It was about being open to the possibilities that each conversation presented.
This is inspiring, but it's also like a little bit daunting. I mean, we're not all going to be keynote speakers in Vegas, right?
Of course.
So what does all this mean for those of us just navigating, everyday life?
Well, not everyone's going to have Sarah's exact journey, but the principle applies universally. Whether it's a casual chat with a colleague, a brainstorming session with your team, or even just a heart-to-heart with a loved one, every conversation has the potential to spark something new.
So it's about shifting our mindset, recognizing that each interaction is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to connect, and maybe even to change the course of our lives.
Absolutely.
I love that.
It's about remembering that we're all part of a larger web of conversation. Our words, our ideas, our willingness to engage, they all contribute to the tapestry of human experience.
This has been such an eye-opening deep dive. It's really made me think differently about the power of conversation. And it's inspired me to be more intentional about the connections I make, both big and small.
I love that. And as you go about your day, listener, I want you to consider this. What conversations will you have today? And what possibilities might they unlock? You never know what magic might unfold when you truly engage with the world around you.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We'll see you next time for another exploration of fascinating ideas and unexpected insights.